Well, good morning to you too.
Morning.
Chase's bags are packed. We are heading to the airport. For those that don't know, and if you're new here, Chase is a welder. He welds on a bunch of different power plants across the country. This job got cut short, a lot shorter, but it happens.
A-okay.
A-okay. We move on. Chase called his contacts that day. So Chase was on nights if you haven't watched the past few videos. And when he got off, started calling his contacts, and that day you got a confirmation for this one. Actually, you got a couple different confirmations, but we kind of went with this one because this was going to be the best option for us. He was supposed to go out the next day, but it worked out to where Chase could sleep the next day, get back on days, and then he is flying out this morning. It is 7 o'clock. So that is what we are doing. Chase has to go re-qualify, re-well test, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Research for a company. If you've watched some of our videos and you know that if you haven't worked with a company for a while, then you have to re-weld test for them, actually weld on stuff to pass to work with them, I guess the best way to put it. And so since Chase hasn't worked with this company in over a year, he has to go re-qualify. So he's flying out today. Yeah, he may be back tomorrow night. He may stay there for a couple
they might
weeks.
just fly me straight to the job.
Yeah.
Whatever state that might
Yeah.
be. There's 4 or 5 different states they might fly me out.
We have packed, or they might fly him right back here if they haven't decided or whatever. We have Chase's bags packed for, I guess you would say 2 weeks or so is the best way to put it. I am not going with him. I am staying here just because logistically, and it's just not
fly out.
To fly out and fly and all that stuff, and flights last minute are kind of expensive. So I'm gonna stay put depending on where he's going after he weld tests. Keena and I might drive to him if it's close. There is one job that is close by. We'll keep you updated on what's going on. It's currently Tuesday. By the time you see this video Friday, we will either be somewhere, Chase will be somewhere, or with this company, everything is very last minute. You have to be willing to hop on a plane that evening type thing. Chase has worked with this company before. Fabulous people. So we're excited to be with them. We're excited to take you along with us. We literally don't know what this week's gonna look like. Also, I know we look tired. I'll just say that. Anyway, on to the airport we go. Alright, so it's the next day. I have not been giving y'all a lot of updates in this video. One, because it just changes all the time. And I feel like y'all would just get confused. I would get confused. And yeah, so the only updates that I'm going to be sharing with videos like this are for certain concrete, this is kind of what's happening type thing. So what is happening? Chase left yesterday. He did the weld test today. He finished it and he is at the airport right now. I will pick him up this evening. So I have a couple hours until I have to head to the airport. And then we don't know for certain what is going to be happening after that. We're still waiting to get some confirmation. So I'm not going to say he's going here next when that might not even happen. Because the original plan was for him to do the well test. And then from there, they were going to fly him to wherever they needed him to be for the next job. And so since that's not happening, he is coming home tonight, so I'm super excited about that. Yeah, so that's the concrete for certain what is happening. I have been doing a lot of deep cleaning and laundry since Chase is done with night shift. I've been cleaning all of Chase's work clothes because it has been cold a few nights when Chase was working here, so all of his clothes and work clothes are cleaned or hanging. So that is all good to go. Truck's all cleaned out because that was a hot mess. There were a lot of tools that Chase used for this past job. That is all done. I've also just been doing some random stuff that has just needed to get done. I feel like a lot of people are, not everyone, but a lot of people are under the impression that whenever Chase is gone, that I have nothing to do. That is far from the truth. I usually play catch up when Chase is gone with either cleaning stuff, deep cleaning some things, or running errands, or reorganizing a few things in the camper that have just not suited us or worked well. So I did that today as well. I also went to a Pilates class, which I try to do whenever I'm in this area. And so I did that today, which felt great, even though my body feels like it's dying right now. That is the plan. Now, since I have a couple hours until I need to pick up Chase, I'm going to be editing this video that you are seeing right now. Also, I wanted to discuss being in the camper by myself when these things happen, because it has happened a few times where I've been in the camper by myself and Chase has gone off for a job or something. I have never felt uneasy being by myself in the camper. One, I am an extreme introvert, I have come to find out, so I don't mind. Like, I'm totally fine being in the camper by myself. I get a lot of stuff done. I have no problem doing that. On a safety note, it's always good to get an RV park where you feel safe at. We have left RV parks in the past where we have pulled up and we're like, we are not feeling this, and we have just left. So one, I would say trust your instincts when it comes to RV parks. If you do not feel safe when you pull up, you just need to leave. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Also, this area, I know this area really well, and I know a lot of people here, so I feel totally fine, because I know I get that concern quite a bit. But I think the most important thing when it comes to our RV life and how we do it is you just need to be flexible and you just need to go with the flow. Like today, Chase is coming home, which is awesome. So that means I need to hit the road in a couple hours and go drive and pick him up. Will it be a late evening? Yes, it will be. So I'm going to make a meal and pack some snacks, so that way whenever I pick Chase up tonight, he'll have something to eat and we can just come straight back home. Kenai. I also apologize if this video ends up being shorter. It's just been really crazy with having to process everything that has been going on, in the sense of getting laid off, different jobs, figuring out which one will suit us best, because that is something that you all do not see, is that Chase and I, we try to figure out what is going to be the best decision for us. Sometimes it's location, sometimes it's length, sometimes it's a company that we haven't worked for and we want to work for. Chase has worked with this company before. So there's a lot of behind the scenes that you all do not see. We're not trying to be rude to y'all, but for us, it's best for us to pause, take a few minutes or however long we need to process this stuff, and then move from there. And then we'll share with you all what we're going to be doing, because that's just what is going to work best. A lot of times you probably won't see in time making decisions with us in these types of videos, but just know that's kind of the behind the scenes of what it is. So it's just best to go with the flow. My goal is to always be able to pack the camper up if need be within, a couple hours. We're not moving the camper is staying here as of right now. But that is kind of the, I guess, how it is with us, because between Sunday morning and right now, it has changed so many times. So it's just best to just go with the flow, do what you can, and just go from there. So that being said, I'm gonna start editing this video that you are seeing. It'll be posted Friday. Yeah, then we're gonna go pick up Chase. I'm really excited. Chase is back home. We got back pretty late last night, around, I think, a little after 11 or so. We're a few hours away from the airport, so that's why you all didn't get any footage, because it was pretty dark. But how was your trip?
It was great. Flew into Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday morning, woke up, took a well test, or requals, and then flew back that same day back to Texas, and then I fly back to Pennsylvania on the 20th, I think, 21st, to work at a nuclear power plant up there.
Yeah.
So I love it. I'm back to flying across the country with my hood.
Yeah, we haven't done this in a while, flying. So
since fall of 23. Bryce is going to get me a camera so I can start kind of vlogging, taking pictures and videos of what I do, kind of thing on traveling.
That's why y'all didn't get any video of this past trip, because we only have one camera. It's the one that we're filming on right now, and hopefully I can get Chase one and teach him how to use it and all that stuff. So that is why there's no video of that. But it was pretty quick.
Very quick.
So the company paid for your flight, your rental car, gas, luggage too. Yep. And then they gave you per diem, so you had to cover your own housing, which you just bought a hotel where you got there. And then you had to pay for your own meals. They paid for your flight, which I think I said that already.
Yes.
And they paid you hourly as well.
That is correct.
Okay. making sure I covered everything. But that is kind of what just happened. Crazy how it went. Also, if you do a lot of these traveling jobs, we keep telling ourselves we need to do this and we haven't done it yet. So learn from us. Write down the companies that you have worked for and the time frames and stuff, because some of these jobs, especially like when Chase works for nuclear plants, you have to write down your job history, I guess. And so it can be kind of a pain in a way to try to figure out exactly the times and stuff, like in dates and everything. So
because they want the dates from now to your last plant access. So for me, my last plant access was May 13th, 2024.
For nuclear plant.
For nuclear. Yeah, any other plant, they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But nuclear, they do.
Yeah. So if you do want to work for nuclear plants, yeah, I should have said it like that. Make sure you kind of have a list of companies you've worked for. Now, you may be one of those people that you only work for maybe like 1 or 2 companies, and that's fine. I mean, you do you.
That's much easier.
Yeah, much, much easier. But if you have done kind of like what we've done in the past, where we kind of hop around, then write down the company you work for, the time frame and all that stuff, just to kind of make your life a little bit easier. I mean, it wasn't the end of the world for us, because I could kind of figure out based upon like pictures and stuff of when you started and when you finished. But just to kind of make your all's life easier.
It can be kind of frustrating trying to figure out exactly what those. You got to put unemployment, employment, and then if you were off for a few days, you got to put that as unemployment. So it can be a little just like, I wouldn't say stressful, just kind of aggravating.
Yeah, I would say that. So learn from us. Do that. I think we will start doing that. Writing it down. Yes, I'm putting this in the videos to remind ourselves that we need to do that for us. So learn from our mistakes. But I wouldn't say mistake, but just help you all out. A little tidbit right there. Because you did have to fill out some online stuff for this coming job.
Which is called nuclear. It'll send you, the company will send you a plant license. You know, I think it's a company. I don't know. Sometimes it's a plant, sometimes it's a company, I think. It's called a PHQ, which is a personal history questionnaire. And you'll fill all that out, and then it gets submitted into the plant, to the company, and then I think it's the plant, and they'll do the whole background check and everything. And so, that is nice. Like, sorry, I'm just admiring our new camera. We got that DJI Osmo. That is freaking nice. That is so. Look how wide it is. You see my whole body, almost my chest and everything.
Anyway.
I really can't see certain imperfections in
Oh my gosh. All right. So, I'll keep this in for a blooper maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, because this video will come out tomorrow, so I want to make sure I cover everything that we've done this past week.
Thursday.
Yeah. So I'll finish this tonight at some point. But yeah, it will be a very late night. Yeah. Anyway, that's okay. But I wanted to make sure we talked about that, because I know if you have never done these types of jobs before, especially with like nuclear plants, sometimes you just don't know what's happening. So make sure you talk to your recruiter if you have any questions. That's kind of always going to be your main point of contact for these jobs, is a recruiter. Yeah. So, but everything is usually very straightforward and easy when it comes to doing all the paperwork. We've never been stumped.
In this company, it's all email, but there's stuff there, but they're on point. All you. I mean, they're just. You have a question, like email them and they'll respond immediately. But I don't really talk to them on the phone.
Yeah.
So.
But I think for us, like I said earlier, Chase wasn't here when I was talking to y'all about this, but a lot of decisions that we make, y'all will see the aftermath of it, just because it changes so much. So a lot of the stuff you see will be post decision making, if that makes sense, just because it changes so much. Like there was a possibility of you actually flying out this morning for a job. Yeah, and that didn't happen, but that is okay. So, which is actually kind of works out, because that way we can get Chase bigger luggage, which is what we're doing right now. Pick up a few things that will make his life easier when he travels. So that is what we are doing. Also, I just realized that, it was a year ago when we filmed our first video this weekend, because it was during Easter weekend. So that's kind of cool. Crazy how that time flies. If you haven't watched it, don't judge us, but we also talk about Chase's work if you're new here. Cover quite a bit in that video. We are going to spend the weekend visiting some people. We're gonna run a bunch of errands.
Getting prepped
Yeah.
for kind of flying out for work now.
Yeah. Also, make sure you are subscribed because this fall may look a little different. So we're not gonna give it away because one, it's not concrete.
Yes.
Because obviously, like I said earlier, we only want to share stuff that's concrete because stuff changes a lot with us. So make sure you subscribe because if this does happen, it's gonna really change how we do RV life.
We'll be seeing a lot more.
Yeah.
Some new
It'll be-
content. It'll be really. It's just. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah,
I'm
we're really
happy for
excited
us.
about it. It's gonna be fun, but I'm sorry if this video is boring, but in all honesty, this is just kind of how our life is. Sometimes it just changes like this. I know a lot of RVers, when I have talked to them about how we travel or how stuff like this happens, it kind of scares them a little bit and freaks them out. I'm not saying every RVer is like this. This is just how we RV life. And for us, we have learned to just go with the flow and just let stuff happen, I guess you could say. Now, I would say we've kind of been that way prior to RV life, but I think RV life has really made us more, you have to go with the flow and just kind of let stuff happen. If that makes sense.
Just go with the flow. There's no need to get all
Yeah.
worked up or antsy about it.
Yeah. So I know this video is probably all over the place with travel, Chase. I think you were gone for like not even 48 hours.
Yeah.
So crazy how that happens. But anyway, we hope you all have a great Easter weekend. We appreciate every one of y'all that watches our videos, likes and subscribes and all that stuff. I know this one's gonna be short, but you know what? That's just how our life is. But we will see y'all in the next